Hello and thank you for watching. The subject of this week's video is motivation, and in particular, low motivation, and low motivation in children and teens. So motivation is our desire to do something. It's when we have something to do. It can be school, it could be work, it could be an activity on the weekend, and we want to do it. We're excited about doing it, so we have the energy, we have the desire, we have the push, the oomph to actually go and get it done. Low motivation, of course, is the opposite. And in children and teens, it's something that's becoming more of a problem. Why is this the case? I think it's a combination of a bunch of things. In no particular order, I look at the news, and whenever anybody turns on the news, whether it's CP24, CNN, or whatever your news outlet is, you see negativity. You see messages about the environment and how the earth is at risk, which I believe it is. You read about politicians and you hear politicians saying horrible things about each other, even when the other side, the person they're talking about, really hasn't said anything that bad, but they're not able to just get along. So from just a general environment point of view, it's tough to be motivated, and it's tough for young people to hear that their future is in doubt. Another cause is problems at school. There's a lot of pressure on children to do well. And by the way, I think that's a good thing. It is good to pressure your children to do as well as they are able to do. But the pressure is you need to get A's. You need to be the best in your class, because only by getting the top marks are you going to be able to get into the fancy schools after school. So in university or college, to get into the best programs in order to be successful as an adult. So what a lot of kids do is they think, if I don't get into that program, then I won't be successful as an adult. And since I'm only getting B's right now, what's the point? Why should I study if I'm being told that I really have no future? And this is prevalent with a lot of kids. It can be kids with learning disabilities, where they're being told, just try harder, even though their learning disability is actually preventing them from doing what they're being asked to do. They're trying as hard as they can, but it could just be a limitation built in that they're going to be a B student. And frankly, if that was my kid, I'd be very proud of them. If they're maximizing their abilities, that's fantastic. Another aspect, I think, that contributes to low motivation is social media. And in particular, the way kids nowadays talk with each other through texting, through messaging, through posting things, and then looking to see how many likes they get. When a kid sees that their peer at school gets 100 likes and they only get 2, it really hurts, right? And when they then go back to school, there isn't a lot of motivation for them to be social, because frankly, they don't see themselves as popular and as good as a lot of the other kids. Children spend a lot of time on their phones at night. So instead of sleeping, they're in their rooms. A lot of parents don't check on them. So the kid could be up till 1, 2, 3 in the morning playing video games. It could be messaging with friends, texting. And what happens in the morning, it's hard to wake them up. I think that's just in general of teenagers. But in particular, if they've been up all night, they have no energy to wake up. They haven't slept properly. And energy is a key part of motivation. So if your child isn't getting enough sleep, and if it's because of social media, and if it's because on social media they're struggling to keep up with everybody else, and they're hearing other people talk about their marks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, the result can be low motivation. Now, the good news is that there are ways to help with that. Parent coaching, ways to help look at your child and understand what your child's real skills are, and have a realistic appraisal of what their skills are, can be very important. Like I said, I think it's great for parents to pressure their kids to do as well as they can, but not necessarily to attach a specific grade to that. The danger is if your kid isn't able to get to that grade, then you're putting pressure on that's just going to hurt them. If your kids are doing too much on social media, have a talk with them. It could be just the question of saying to them, you know what, just because somebody clicks like, it doesn't mean anything. I can think on LinkedIn, where I have a profile, of the number of people that have liked me for a skill that I have, and they've never met me before, but they're still liking my skills. So really, it kind of makes no sense. Outside of parent coaching, I work with children to help them understand the benefits that they actually have. Not to focus on their weaknesses, but to actually celebrate and find what their strengths are. And if this is something you think that your child and your family can benefit from, I'd be happy to help out. Please give me a call at 416-613-1259 or email me at kevin@hhcw.ca. Thank you very much.